Are you thinking about making a move to Colorado? Or maybe you currently live in Colorado and you're newer to the area and you're kind of curious as to what some of the best spring activities are? Well, you're in luck. Today, I'm gonna go over some of mine and my family's favorite spring activities in Colorado. So, let's hang out. What's going on, guys? Mitchell Gonzales, that bearded guy. If you've seen one of my videos before in the past, welcome back. If you're checking out one of my videos for the very first time, make sure you do click that red subscribe button below, as I do post weekly content all about living in and moving to Colorado. Along with that, as much as I love making these videos, I love helping people find their dream homes even more. If you have any questions about real estate, you're looking to buy, sell, invest in a home, make sure you give me a call, shoot me a text, write me an email. I'm available 24/7 to answer any questions you may have. You guys are here to learn about springtime activities in Colorado. So maybe you already live here, maybe you're thinking about making a move here. Let's be honest, one of the biggest reasons why people move to Colorado is because of the endless amounts of activities that we have. We get all 4 seasons, we get 300 days of sunshine. We are very proud of that, even though we have no control over it. So there's just a ton of things to do. We have the mountains, we have rivers, we have lakes, we have great downtowns. There is just never-ending activities, and it's one of the biggest draws to Colorado is that there's just so much stuff to do. Today, I'm going to go over our favorite springtime activities in Colorado. Just know, a lot of these could extend to other seasons. First one is the Denver Botanic Gardens. I've gone a couple times, but apparently is one of the top botanic gardens in the country. It's spectacular, it's huge. What better time to go than when all of the flowers are just starting to blossom? It's not super hot yet, because when summer rolls around, it'll get into the hundreds here, and it is very hot to the point where I don't like being outside in the middle of the day. So springtime, weather is perfect here. Hit it when it's not snowing, because we do get the springtime snow. And they've got other events, activities that you can do, activities for the kids, different events, musical things that come in. There's just a lot of things to do over there. Now, I'm probably gonna stop counting because I know I will lose track, but the next, I'll call it the next item, is the Wild Animal Sanctuary in Keansburg. So this place is awesome because, I mean, obviously the zoo's great. You get to see a lot of cool animals. You get to see them up front because they are smaller exhibits, but the Wild Animal Sanctuary in Keansburg, which is, it's a drive. It's, 45 minutes, an hour from Denver. It's a little bit of a drive. It's over 1,200 acres of all open space for the animals. They've got lions, tigers, bears. Have to, right? And they've got wolves. They've got other birds, all kinds of things that they have there. And the cool thing is that they are all rescued and rehabilitated. Yes, some of them were rescued from the Tiger King.
One of the complaints was, of all things, we were giving our chimpanzees joints.
They said yes. It's probably the most popular question they have. It's just a big old walkway. It's about 1.5 miles long, and it probably sits 30 feet above the ground. And so you're walking, and there's exhibits on both sides. You see all the animals roaming around in the wild. They have like a whole tiger area where you can kind of see some of the tigers as they're being fed and everything. So it's a fun little area. Now, be ready, because it is 1.5 miles there and 1.5 miles back. So it's not a circle. So 3 miles round trip, but really awesome experience. Definitely worth checking out, especially if you like helping animals and seeing animals in a more natural environment. It's a really cool spot. Next one I'm going to talk about is go check out a local hot spring. We have some awesome hot springs in the area. And for me, I mean, I know that hot springs are definitely popular, like during the winter time. There's people that like to go when it's nice and cold and get in the nice hot springs, so they get up to like 108 degrees. For me, I'm like, that's very cold. I like more mid-temperature. If it's in like the 60s, that's perfect. And then if it's too hot, then it's like, do you really want to get in 108 degree pool if it's already 100 degrees out, right? So springtime, great time to do it. There's a ton of different options in the area. The two that I'm gonna throw out here is the Iron Mountain Hot Springs in Glenwood Springs. So this one's awesome because there's like 32 different pools, all kinds of different temperatures, get all the way up to 108 degrees. They have like this whole world spa section where it's like inspired from different hot springs around the world. So it's really cool. They have a couple different options where you can do like a 19 pool pass or all 32 and you get some different access if you do that, or an all day pass. An awesome spot if you want to check out a large variety of different pools and hot springs. It's right along one of the rivers. I want to say it's the Colorado River. Don't quote me on that. Like 80% sure, Colorado River.
Tonight, old man, you did it. You did it. You did it.
Iron Mountain Hot Springs is first one I'm going to talk about. Next one, Strawberry Park and Steamboat. So this one's my favorite because it's like right in the middle of a mountain. You've literally got to take like either a 4-wheel drive car with chains and everything to get there during the winter, or one of their buses. And it's just kind of right out in the middle of a mountain. It has a very great naturey feel, all natural, where it's like rock hot springs and everything. So it's just a really cool spot if you want that true nature effect. They do have a couple different lodging options as well that do book up fast. So if that's something, if you want to stay up there, I think they've got like a few different cabin options that are pretty cool. And then you can also get massage there. So ladies, men too, if you like your massages, go to the hot springs, get a massage. You can make a whole day out of it, be an awesome experience. Next item is go catch another, one last couple runs on the mountain, skiing or snowboarding. So the main mountains normally stay open until around mid-April. So depending on when you're watching this video, this may not be an option anymore, but obviously a ton of people move out here because of the skiing, snowboarding, ton of great options there. I think there's like 12 or 14 major resorts within 2 hours of Denver. So some of those include, you got Eldora and Loveland and A Basin. Those are kind of your closer options. Smaller mountain towns and everything, but if you want to get like an hour drive, that's a great option. Some of your bigger towns, you have Winter Park, Copper, Breckenridge, Vail, Beaver Creek. Full disclosure, I'm not a huge skier or snowboarder. I know, weird, born and raised in Colorado, don't do either, but it's actually very common.
I don't know if I ought to go sailing down no hill with nothing between the ground and my brain but a piece of government plastic.
But I still love going to the mountains. I'll jump on a tube. I consider myself an avid tuber. I can sit in that tube and haul down the mountain all day long.
Let her rip, hang 10.
Breckenridge and Vail are two of my and my wife's favorite towns, just because they've got really cool just downtown scenes. Breckenridge has like their main street where there's a ton of great shopping, food options. It goes for like half of a mile, just a ton of things to do for the kids.
For the kids.
Vail is, I like that too because it's got like the pedestrian area where it's not really on a street. The main area is just all walking. So it's kind of a different vibe where you're not worrying about like traffic. It's all pedestrian traffic, which is really cool as well. Next one I'm going to talk about, I'm not going to talk too much about this, but is you can go tubing, water tubing that is. And the reason why is because this one is also like skiing, snowboarding, somewhat weather dependent. So it could start earlier in the year, it could start later in the year. So this is kind of bordering on the edge of spring and summer, but super fun activity. So you can go tubing, rafting. Probably rafting might be a little more fun. I mean, you can sit in the tube and go down the water, or you can get a big old raft and go a little more intense. But those are kind of opening right around May, June, maybe even July, depending on the weather. Definitely a great option as well. Since we're on the outdoor theme, I guess I'll just stick with it. Another thing you can do is you can take a hike.
This is your next lesson. Tell that guy to take a hike.
Do you want to take a hike with me?
Yeah.
Literally go out on a hike. So hiking is obviously absolutely huge in Colorado, and springtime is a great time to do it because you get to see all the flowers in bloom, which is definitely really cool. There's a ton of great hiking options. So some of the popular ones that aren't too terribly far, Hanging Lake, and that's in Glenwood Springs. Glenwood Springs, popular spot in this video today. You might have to make a whole weekend out of it. And basically it's about 2.5 hours from Denver. And full disclosure, you need a reservation. So don't just show up there thinking you're gonna hike it. You need a reservation. This is a popular spot because at the end of the hiking trail, there's just this really cool Hanging Lake waterfall thing. You've probably seen photos of it on Instagram. There's always people like balancing on this bridge doing funky poses. So Hanging Lake is definitely a popular spot. Fountain Valley Trail in Roxborough State Park. So this is closer to Denver. It's about a 45-minute, an hour drive, depending on where in Denver you are. And this is deemed kind of an easier hike. So if you're wanting, maybe you're just getting into hiking, you can do that. There's some really cool Flatiron views. Really cool views of like the Red Rocks and everything. That's a great, easy little hike that you can do. Next one, Chautauqua and Boulder, which Boulder, about 30, 40 minutes from Denver. And Chautauqua State Park, that's definitely a very popular area. They have different degrees of difficulties for trails. You can kind of just to hike around a little bit. On the bottom area, you can get farther and more difficult trails, but you get absolutely unbelievable views there because it's right on the edge of the foothills. When you get into Boulder, you get great mountain views, you get great views of Boulder. So definitely an extremely popular spot, easy spot to get to, different degrees of difficulty. Last spot I'm going to talk about is Pikes Peak. So this is, about 2.5 hours from Denver. It's in Manitou, and it is a 14er, which if you don't know what that is, 14,000 feet to the summit. I did one of those once. I will never do it again. It is exhausting. It is a whole different level of exhaustion because you are starting at like 8,000 and then going up to 14, so the lack of oxygen is crazy. Make sure, if you're gonna try 14 or if you've never done it, make sure you have proper hydration and proper clothing because it can get a little chilly up there as well. And like when I did, you had to boulder, so it was insane. Along with that, there's something called the Manitou Incline there, which is intense, I've heard. I won't do it because why? I know why, because it's a challenge, right? But basically it's about a stairway that goes up the mountain, about 2,000 foot change in elevation, going up over 2,700 stairs. If you want a nice challenge, Manitou Incline, definitely for you. So now if you're like me, the next activity is a little bit easier, a little bit, well, somewhat relaxing, but maybe not, is the Great Wolf Lodge. This is an indoor water park over in Colorado Springs. And it's great because a lot of pools aren't open yet. So maybe if you have that itching to go to a water park or a pool, it is an indoor water park / hotel. You get your hotel stay and you get to use the water park the day that you check in. You can get there early, go to the water park early, and you get the day that you check out. So checkout's at what, I think probably 11, and you can stay all day at the water park. So you can literally go one night and get 2 days of water park, 50,000 square feet, super fun. Now, I wouldn't consider it relaxing because if you have a kid and you've gone to a water park, you know it is anything but that, trying to chase them around, but still fun, change in scenery, a little easier than hiking. Cool hotel, very kid-friendly. They have different shows. They have a Build-A-Bear there, which if you know that and you go to Build-A-Bear, you get this awesome like $100 bear by the time your kids are done decking it out. Miniature golf, there's an arcade, there's like this obstacle course thing. So there's all kinds of things for kids to do. You can definitely have a lot of fun there over the course of the day. Next one, I'm probably cheating a little bit because this could have gone in the hiking one, but I think it deserved its own category, is the Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs. Now this is absolutely unbelievable. It's like our version of Moab, I would say. Like the hiking that you can do there is top notch. It's about 21 miles of trails. Not to say it's a 21-mile trail. You have a lot of different options. You can do short, long. You can be there all day, days. A lot of fun, a lot of other different activities. You can rent a vehicle and drive around there. They've got bike tours, and they discovered a dinosaur there. That's right. I am not going to try and pronounce the dinosaur's name because it is just ridiculous and I will sound like an idiot, but Google it. There was a dinosaur discovered there, and if you visit, you can learn all about it. All right, you guys, if you've stuck with me this long, great job. I appreciate it. 4 left. Try and make these last 4 somewhat quick. Next one I'm gonna talk about is go on a brewery tour or go check out some of the breweries. So we have a fantastic beer scene out here, especially in the Denver area. Big on our breweries. I literally know some people that have moved out here just because of the beer scene. We have over 400 local breweries, so just a ton of different options. You could literally go to a different brewery every day over the course of the year. So over 400. First one I'll talk about is Dry Dock, which is in Aurora, and it was kind of one of the first ones before like the beer scene was big here. People didn't know how it was gonna do. Well, 20 years later almost, it is now still around, and it actually won the Small Brewery of the Year at the Great American Beer Fest. Kind of one of like the first ones that really got the beer scene started. So next one is WeldWorks, which is in Greeley. Now this is becoming a very popular brewery. They've got a lot of different IPAs, a lot of different sours. I like things that have flavor and taste good. That's WeldWorks. They've got, great selection of flavor. I like, fruity, sweet beers. Go ahead and at me and hate on me on the comments if you want. I like what I like, can't help it. Next, Avery Brewery Company in Boulder, which has over 30 beers on tap. They also have a great selection of ales and IPAs. We've got Oscar Blues in Longmont. They've got a fun little brewery there, cool vibes there. It's very popular locally, especially in the Boulder, Longmont area. And then my personal favorite is Four Noses Brewery in Broomfield. So they've got just a couple different tap rooms. The Broomfield one is kind of the one that I like to go to. They always have a great selection on tap. Why not go experience it on tap? We all know it tastes better on tap than in a can. So Four Noses, definitely worth checking out. They've got 9 beers that they kind of keep in rotation year round. Then they do different seasonal ones. Great stouts. They have a lot of great stouts there. Great micheladas. If you like them spicy, they have an extra spicy one. And then their velvets. Yes, I know. Velvet beer. I don't know. It just tastes delicious. I don't know. It's like drinking a milkshake. Some great flavors there. So that one's a lot of fun. Four Noses, definitely worth checking out. So those are 5 of the breweries. Obviously, 395 others right around there that you can also check out. Next, if you have seen one of my videos from the past, you know I'm a huge sports guy. Springtime, fantastic time to go to a sporting event. 3 of the 4 major sports are still in full swing. Our Avs and Nuggets should be going on championship runs around the spring. They're both looking good. They're both one of the favorites to win the championship. Might be placing a bet on maybe them both winning, we'll see. But obviously we are very cocky and confident about our sports teams out here, and why wouldn't we be? Now, obviously we have our Broncos. I know they suck. But you don't have to watch them during the spring, but hey, watch the NFL draft. Maybe that will be our Super Bowl. And then Rocky season, baseball season will have started. Going to a game at Coors Field, I think it's one of the best stadiums. I think just the vibes and the feel at Coors Field, it can't be beat. Great stadium, great mountain views. If you're sitting on the first base side, you get the cool mountain views. You get some awesome sunsets sometimes, because if the game sucks, at least you can enjoy sunset. And they've got a lot of great food, beer options there. They've got a whole party deck. So that's the Montforts. They have spent more money building and developing the stadium and the infrastructure around it than they have the team. So if you don't care about seeing good baseball and you just want to have fun, go check out a Rockies game. Next one is, let's say maybe it's a colder day out and you don't want to go outside. Well, you can go to the Denver Center of Performing Arts. So it is just a really cool place to go see a show. They've got like this whole building where there's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 different theaters and everything, some bigger, some smaller, a ton of great show options, some cool little bars and restaurants over there. It's just awesome. So you can definitely go see a show if the weather's not right, or maybe you're more of an indoor person. They've got some of the Broadway shows coming in the spring. There's also a Michael Jackson tribute that's going to be there. There's the Cher show. There's a thing for her there as well. Haven't seen it. And then if you have kids, Bluey will be playing there as well during the spring. I obviously had to save the best for last. I love golf. Got my golf shirt on today because it was like 65 out. I should really be golfing.
I just swing and hope for the best. I swing and hope for the best.
But I'd much rather be doing a video for you guys as well. So there is a ton of great golf options around the Denver metro area and all throughout Colorado. I mean, it's never ending. I have 2 videos that I did just a few months ago about the 7 best courses in basically north of Denver and the 7 best courses south of Denver, but they're all 7 great options. Those are my family's 12 favorite spring activities. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Hopefully you learned about a new spring activity. Maybe you figured there's so much stuff to do in Colorado, you are ready to make a move out here just for the spring activities. Make sure you give me a call, shoot me a text, write me an email. If you have any housing needs, if you have some more spring activities that you want to talk about, give me a call. I'm available 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. I sleep the other 8. Along with that, if you haven't had a chance yet, make sure you do click that red subscribe button below, as I do post weekly content all about living in and moving to the Colorado area. So with that being said, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. That bearded guy, signing off.